Special Victims Unit, and we have my office's outstanding prosecution team, Aaron Reed, Megan Farrell, and Philip Pilmar. We're here today to announce the arrest and charging of 3 defendants. Former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, Michael Jeffries, Matthew Smith, and James Jacobson, on charges of sex trafficking and engaging in interstate prostitution. Powerful individuals for too long have trafficked and abused for their own sexual pleasure young people with few resources and a dream of securing a successful career in fashion or entertainment. To anyone who thinks they can exploit and coerce others by using the so-called casting couch system, this case should serve as a warning. Prepare to trade that couch for a bed in federal prison. The message from today's prosecution is clear. Sexually exploiting vulnerable human beings is a crime, and doing so by dangling dreams of a future in fashion or modeling or any other business is no different. My office and our law enforcement partners will always prioritize standing up for victims, no matter their gender and no matter how powerful the wrongdoers think they are. We will hold them to account. As we allege in the indictment, between 1992 and 2014, Michael Jeffries was the chief executive officer of Abercrombie & Fitch. Abercrombie was a widely known clothing retailer with stores around the world. Aspiring fashion models knew that a place on one of Abercrombie's iconic ads could be the ticket to success in the modeling industry. But while Jeffries was the CEO of one of the most recognizable clothing retailers in the world, he was using his power, his wealth, and his influence to traffic men for his own sexual pleasure and that of his romantic partner, Matthew Smith. The charging documents describe in graphic and disturbing detail the violent and exploitive acts these defendants perpetrated, for which they will now face justice in a court here in the Eastern District of New York. So here's what's alleged in the indictment. Jeffries and Smith employed James Jacobson to act as a recruiter to find men. Jacobson engaged in, quote, tryouts with men across the world where he would typically pay them to engage in sex acts with him. Following the tryouts with Jacobson, Smith would often then personally approve whether the men who were selected would meet Jeffries and Smith. The defendants would fly the selected men to Jeffries and Smith's homes in the Hamptons in New York City or to hotels around the world in such places as England, France, Italy, Morocco, and St. Bart's for the purpose of attending events to engage in commercial sex. But beyond simply hiring men for sex, Jeffries, Smith, and Jacobson used force, fraud, and coercion to traffic those men for their own sexual gratification. For example, as alleged, the defendants employed a referral system and an interview process that did not inform the men of the details of the sex events before they attended, including the full extent and nature of the sexual activity that would be required of the men at these events. They caused the men to believe that attending these sex events could yield modeling opportunities with Abercrombie or otherwise benefit their careers. Smith and Jeffries employed a secret staff to operate these sex events. The staff ensured that the men signed non-disclosure agreements and handed over their personal items, such as their phones, before the start of the events to maintain the the secrecy of these events. The defendants caused the men to believe that not complying with requests for certain acts, sex acts, during the events could harm their careers. The defendants pressured the men to consume alcohol, Viagra, and muscle relaxants known as poppers during the sex events. And they required the presence of staff during the sexual activity and ensured that the men did not leave the sex events until Jeffries and Smith decided that the sessions were over. Also, as alleged, on more than one occasion, Jeffries and Smith either directed others to inject or personally injected men with an erection-inducing substance for the purpose of causing the men to engage in sex acts the men were incapable of engaging in or unwilling to engage in. Additionally, the indictment alleges on more than one occasion when men did not or could not consent, Jeffries and Smith violated the bodily integrity of these men by subjecting them or continuing to subject them to invasive sexual and violent contact by body parts and other objects. As alleged in the indictment, Jeffries, Smith, and Jacobson didn't just carry this activity on a couple of occasions. Their sex trafficking and prostitution enterprise lasted at least from the end of 2008 until early 2015. During that period, the defendants hired dozens of men and transported them to New York and around the globe. They spent millions of dollars on a massive infrastructure to support this operation and maintain its secrecy. This included hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash for commercial sex, prolific amounts of money for staff to run the sex events, money for domestic travel, international travel.
Hello, my name is Deputy Chief Carlos Ortiz.
Okay, Shalom. Kwam Yashala. Koholoyumla, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Hanan Nawaf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. En route, so I'm driving, so I'll be roughly paraphrasing scriptures. But when I seen this, it's just first thought that kind of hit was, okay, are they gonna plaster this guy's face across the news every millisecond of the day like they done Diddy? And more than likely the answer is no. You know what I'm saying? More than likely the answer is no. Because Esau is not in trouble like other men. That's Psalm 73. But also, those curses of are starting to be reversed on Esau. And they're starting to tell on each other. They're starting to tell, that Psalm 64 goes off into that. Their tongue is starting to fall upon themselves, roughly paraphrasing. So again, will they plaster this guy's face or these three men? As a matter of fact, I didn't even see their faces in the article. And that's pretty much how they do. That's how they get down when it comes to Esau. Esau, that's what I'm saying about them not. The scripture talks about how they're not in trouble as other men. Because Esau's still trying to hide the fact of them and their, the wicked shit that they be doing. When you see these shootings, and matter of fact, I think it was another mass shooting today too. I'm not even sure, I haven't had a chance to go off into it, but I seen it, where supposedly some kids got shot up. I'm not sure where it was at or a school or whatever the case may be. But generally when it's Esau, they don't show any photos. They don't show any pictures. You see what I'm saying? So you have to actually physically Google or web search these people to actually get an image. Because the apostles and elders, the brothers, these things have been spoken about as far as like these Edomites, man. We know that they have far greater power, far greater reach than somebody like Diddy does. You know, Diddy got out there though. You know what I'm saying? He had quite a bit of money. He was able to grab all those businesses and do all those ventures that he done. But we talking about Esau, man, that's been doing shit like that for hundreds of years, because they're the ones that's sitting on all the money, man. They're sitting on that, the amount of bread and land where they can actually pull stuff like this off. But this is just a clear example as to what's being in the last days, that all this wickedness will be revealed. So, and I can remember it was a long time ago. I actually worked at one of these stores. I worked at one of these stores in a high-end mall, because the shit was pretty expensive at the time. You know what I'm saying? But it was kind of that surfer board, that surfboard, white boy look. That's the look that they wanted you to have. So you know what I'm saying? They didn't allow like people like me out on the floor. We just be out in the back doing stock and shit like that. Or you can work in the store after hours. You know what I'm saying? Like restocking things out front. But they didn't want you actually working in the front of the store. You know what I'm saying? As customers was walking in, because of a certain look that they wanted. And that look is that white boy surfer hairdo, that blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? and matter of fact, there was a class action lawsuit. That was a long time ago. It's funny that I'm seeing this story, because I can remember they never did pay me my last pay. You know what I'm saying? But I got a letter in the mail one day, and there was a class action lawsuit against Abercrombie and Fitch. And it was all about discrimination, and how they had the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans just in the back, and not giving them chances to work out front or be promoted and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So I never did get my last check. You know what I'm saying? I kept, they just hey, shit, they done what they done. They wasn't trying to pay me. And I think it was more them mad about me, pretty much putting in my 2 weeks notice or something. Because I was, about to just move on anyway. I mean, shit is a typical job, But yeah, shit, I ended up getting like, I think about $5,000 out of that shit. And that money came in handy right on time, man, for, the time period that I was in, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's see if we can get this guy's Mike Jeffries. Let's see. Because again, like I said, they Diddy. See, here you go right here. Now, why didn't they have the face of this guy in the article? It's because Esau, Edom, that's Psalm 73. He is not in trouble as other men. But again, the apostles been going off into that those curses are starting to reverse and hit Esau's ass, man. And you're starting to see them, like how they would always show us on TV. Like for real, it's really happening, man. You never would have heard about stories, or it should be swept under the rug. They got so much money, you know what I'm saying, where they could easily pay a damn news network that, or send their lawyers. They don't run that story, don't run this, or don't run that on this person. That's like with the Epstein shit. Here you go, you got a whole list of people that that's on this list of people visiting the place, and why aren't any of these people being brought up on charges? Why aren't any of these people, being indicted, or, any of that stuff like that? It's because Esau, he's still in power. He does still have some power. But those curses are starting to reverse on this ass cold-blooded, bro. For real. And it's a beautiful thing. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for this, man. Because like I said again, it was a very racist store anyway. And they kind of fell off for a minute. Matter of fact, they fell off real bad. Because people, wasn't really buying that shit like that, like how they were, before. They was pretty popular amongst the, those so-called white people, man. You know what I'm saying? That kid age or between the ages of, because they actually had a Abercrombie Kids. I remember that. I didn't work at that store, but they had 2 big ass stores, you know what I'm saying, right there in that mall. But here's the guy right here. You can clearly see, man, this dude. Come on. Damn, hold on. Yeah, these people are not in trouble as other men, though. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna give his ass to business, man. They gonna give him the business, man. All that Weinstein shit, all that, all that stuff that Esau was able to get away with before. It's not. They're not handling well like that no more. That shit is a wrap. That's how you know that we're at the end, man. It's a new day and time. See, while I'm about to make this turn, we just grab one, because Esau is the end of the world. This is what you're witnessing right now. What you're witnessing is the fall of Esau, man. Esau is the end of the world, man. And Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau is falling. The so-called white man, he's falling, man. And the kingdom of Jacob is starting to rise. But in the meanwhile, there's a process that we have to go through, and he's going to come down with great wrath. That's what, going into Jacob's trouble, man. And this right here, man, it's a clear indicator that these people are falling, man. But like I said again, they're not going to show this man like that. This motherfucker 80 years old, man. He been out here getting down forever. And these other guys, they don't, like I said, here you go. You got 3 people. Let's see. That's being accused, and you don't see no. Let me just be sure. You don't see no pictures of any of them. Why not? That's crazy, bro. And again, they're not gonna plaster these guys' name on the news like how they've been doing Diddy all this time, man. It says partner Matthew Smith, their employee James. So he was already, Come on, let's see if we can get a picture on this guy. There you go. So why aren't you seeing any pictures of these people, man? Why is Esau playing that game? Because he doesn't want to be seen as being the damn wicked that they are. Let me see. I'm trying to see if it was a third person, I think. It just said, let me see. Nope. Here we go right here. James Jacob's son. Like he's Jacob's son. You know what I'm saying? Like even them types of names. Those are names that were made up by Esau. Jacob, son. Come on, bro. You're not the son of Jacob, man. These are damn Edomites, man. But let's Salakia. Let's put this guy's name in. Should have done a research. That's not it. Salak. Let's go back. James Jacobson. Let's see. I don't know. Shit, is this him? The military guy? Anyway. Rice Lake man arrested in Abercrombie and Fitch investigation. So let's see here. And again, like I said, you're going to these articles, you're going to these stories. Like, why don't you have a picture of the guy? You see? So this is it's crafty counsel, man, from Esau, man. This is crafty counsel. But again, we already know they're not gonna plaster these people's face all over the news like how they will Diddy, man. They got a whole tab for Diddy in most social media sites, man. A whole tab dedicated to Diddy. See? And we'll see how it turns out, man. I just seen this and I thought it to be, encouraging to the men of the Lord, man, that do this work, man, to see this man's fall. He's falling from grace daily. Starting to hear so much about this man, and that social media is kicking them in the teeth, man. They can't handle that social media, man. That's what's really happening. That social media is kicking them right in the damn face, man. And it's funny, man. It's funny because, like I said again, Esau been doing this shit forever, and only people, faces that get plastered all over the news, for certain, is our people. Now you're starting to see all kinds of stuff that's popping up on these people, man. I seen an article. I don't even want to go into it, man. It's so much, man, that Esau is being they're women and the men. You see? So I'm gonna end off there, man. You know, getting crazy out here. We're definitely in the last days. So walk circumspectly, man. Keep your head on a swivel. And Esau, man, Esau through, man. So with that, Kwam Yashala, the Bible Boy.